Wonderful to see you all here. And to our friends from Colombia, bienvenido. I just am particularly pleased to do this because I also have a little history with this. In fact, I've taken part in these dialogues going back to 2015 and 2016 when I was Deputy Secretary of State. So, as Brian said, this has been an ongoing and, I believe, very important process between our two countries. A very special welcome, Alvaro, to you. Wonderful to have you here for what is indeed the 10th high-level dialogue between our countries. I had the opportunity to lead our delegation to the last dialogue in Bogota in 2021. And it's a testament to the strength of the relationship that this exchange, as I said, has continued, and indeed it's expanded across administrations in both of our nations. The dialogue, like a 2-centuries-old friendship, is built on a shared foundation of two vibrant democracies committed to ensuring that our people can reach their full potential. We recognize that when it comes to tackling the global challenges that are affecting the lives of Colombians and Americans alike, from the existential threat posed by climate change to the unprecedented movement of people across our hemisphere, we're simply better off when we're tackling these challenges together. And the ripple effects of our cooperation on these and other issues extend far beyond our two countries. They extend to the hemisphere. Indeed, they extend to the world. Across the upcoming dialogue, we will focus on concrete steps to strengthen our cooperation and work to deliver tangible results for our people. So let me just take a few minutes to highlight some of the areas where we are going to work to do that. We'll continue working to help Colombia reach its ambitious climate goals, from providing ongoing technical assistance on wind and solar projects to strengthening protection of the Amazon. We'll expand pathways for farmers, for textile producers, and other small and medium-sized businesses in rural areas to get their products to global markets and reap the benefits of the U.S. Colombia Free Trade Agreement. Our dialogue will also focus, of course, on improving civilian security. For decades, we have worked together to strengthen cooperation on security and law enforcement, and that will continue. At the same time, we recognize that to sustainably reduce violence, we have to tackle the root causes of insecurity, like corruption, like impunity for crimes, human rights abuses, and the lack of economic opportunity. That's why we continue to partner on bolstering the rule of law and expanding access to justice. And it's also why USAID is investing $60 million over 5 years to expand opportunities for Afro-Colombian and indigenous communities. Ensuring equitable development is a central focus of the ethnic chapter of the 2016 Peace Accord. It recognizes that there can be no lasting peace without justice and equality for the country's underserved communities. Back in October, I joined Vice President Marquez at the extraordinary Fragmentos Museum. I had the honor of signing the United States Honors, the chapter's first international accompanier. Ambassador Murillo, who's here today, was with us in Bogota on that historic day. He's dedicated much of his life to giving voice to these communities, including the ethnic chapter. In the time since we signed on as an accompanier, the U.S. Embassy in Colombia, led by our charge, Paco Palmieri, who's with us here today as well, has dedicated a full team to supporting the ethnic chapter's implementation, building on our longstanding partnerships with both Colombia's government and with civil society. And let me just give one example of those relationships. A few weeks ago, I had an opportunity to join our First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, in honoring International Women of Courage at the White House. The awardees included Josefina Klinger, a remarkable Afro-Colombia leader who rallied her community around transforming the national park where they live into an ecotourism destination, preserving the environment, providing a sustainable livelihood for local families. For years, we have been a proud supporter of her organization, including when she was threatened by drug trafficking organizations for the work that she was doing. Countering these illicit groups and the flow of illegal drugs is a key part of our ongoing discussions on security, including here at the high-level dialogue. We're bringing a holistic approach to this challenge. That means looking at ways to further reduce demand by investing in substance abuse prevention, treatment, recovery for those who are struggling with addiction in our countries, because this is fundamentally a public health problem. And it means discussing ways to reduce supply, from strengthening interdiction by land and sea to providing vulnerable communities with alternative ways to earn a living. The dialogue also gives us an opportunity to deepen our joint efforts to address unprecedented migration across our hemisphere. Indeed, we're all experiencing unprecedented migration around the world. There are more people on the move, forcibly displaced from their homes around the world, more than 100 million, than at any time since we've been recording these numbers. Colombia was a crucial partner in shaping the Los Angeles Declaration, which has put its principles into practice in responding to the humanitarian crisis in Venezuela. More than 1.5 million Venezuelans have been granted temporary protected status in Colombia, allowing them to work, to send their kids to school, to access public health services. Here again, I had a chance to meet last time I was in Bogota with some Venezuelan families. This is back in October at the Integrata centers, and heard firsthand how TPS has allowed them to become productive members of their new communities. Colombia is showing the way that migration, when it's managed safely, humanely, and as a region, can actually increase stability and can be an opportunity, not a burden, for communities. The United States has been a steadfast partner in these efforts, providing more than $900 million in humanitarian, economic development, and health assistance to Colombia to help Colombia address the consequences of the Venezuela crisis. Next month, we will host our first ever Cities Summit of the Americas in Denver, Colorado. The mayor of Bogota, my host at the Integrata Center, will be there along with the mayors of Cartagena, Barranquilla, dozens of other cities across the hemisphere, including in the United States. This summit will allow them to practices in tackling many of the issues that we discuss here. I think one of the things we know is that there needs to be, and there is, an integrated response across national governments, but these challenges also have answers in work at a subnational level, between and among municipalities, between municipalities and the federal government, states, et cetera. Again, it's a reminder that important as this dialogue between our national governments is, there are U.S. Colombian dialogues at every level of our societies, between our governments, businesses, civil society, and directly between our citizens. And I'm convinced, based on the experience that we've had over many years, that these dialogues are one of the most important ways to actually benefit our people, to benefit the region that we share. So with that, thank you all for being here. Thank you for your participation, for all the hard work that's gone into today, for all the hard work that will continue today and in the days that follow. And with that, Alvaro, the floor is yours.